You know, as a kid, I thought a lot of crazy things. But I feel like that's like relatively normal. You know, you're just a kid, young and naive. You don't know how anything works, so you kind of just assume how they work until you like actually learn. And for me, let's just say, you know, I did it a lot. Almost too much. It gets to a point where I'm just like, how did I used to think those things as a kid? Like, something was definitely in that Trix yogurt I used to be eating. No wonder that junk discontinued. For example, one of the things I used to think as a kid, which I've actually heard from other people before, is that I thought everything before like 1990 was just fully straight up black and white. Like, you know, the color spectrum, yeah, she didn't exist. It was just black, white, and different shades of gray. Now, the reason I used to think this is because I used to watch TV, and when I would be flipping through the channels, there was this one channel that would always play like old time movies and TV shows, and none of them ever had color. So, you know, kid me just assumed old times, black and white. That makes sense. I mean, it's not like I was there. This is all I have to go off of. This is all I got. And I ran with that theory just assuming it was fact until like third grade. And this girl checked me. I don't remember exactly how it came about, but we were probably watching an old film for like some assignment or something. And I must have said something that triggered her. And she was like, you do realize that it wasn't actually black and white back then. It's just the cameras weren't advanced enough to depict color. Bit. Oh my god, I hated that girl so much. Anyways, another thing I used to think, oh my god, this gonna get me canceled.
Here we go.
But I used to think all cats were girls and all dogs were boys. Now listen. Wait.
You need to leave!
The reason I thought this is because, you know, cats, I saw them as more clean and precise and like put together. So I associated those traits with a girl. And I saw dogs as more sloppy and crazy and energetic. So I associated those traits with boys. Also, cats are usually smaller and dogs are usually bigger, and I'm probably not helping my case right now. It's just, I guess I got more feminine energy from cats and more masculine energy from dogs. Y'all, give me some slack. I was like, fix, please. I mean, but then I learned how reproduction worked anyway, and then I realized something's not adding up.
That doesn't make no sense.
And another thing that doesn't add up is the way I used to think how my mom and dad met. And this one is by far one of the weirdest things I thought as a kid. You know, let me try to preface this with some information so this might be able to make more sense to you. So, you know that whole stereotypical, the dad goes out to make the money and work, and the mom stays inside and cooks and cleans and takes care of the kids. Yeah, it ain't like that over here, buddy. During my childhood, it was actually more of an even balance between my mom and my dad when it came to working. It's just when it comes to money, bills, financing, stuff like that, my mom usually handles it because she understands and can speak English better than my dad. So since I always saw my mom in this light of always speaking for us when it came to like finances and insurance and things of that nature, I get that just assumed that she was like the boss or CEO of the family.
Boss and CEO here.
Like she was the pioneer that put her foot down and started the family tree or something. And I remember I started thinking this after going to a furniture store to get furniture for my new room at the time. So we were all walking around looking at the furniture, and my mom was the one that was talking to the guy, trying to get deals, figure out the prices of everything. And I guess seeing this made the gears in my kid head turn and grind. And I was just like, oh my goodness. The way my mom is buying this furniture is probably the same way she bought my dad. Yes, I thought my mother bought my father.
What item was sold the most during the 1800s? Correct.
Like, I literally assumed this girl went to a store just like the furniture store we were at and just was looking through the catalog and was like, oh, this one, I like him. Then she went to the counter, discussed a couple deals, got some insurance, and she was on her merry way. And as for the store I thought existed where she bought my dad from, I remember watching Toy Story 2 around this time, and there's this one scene where there's like a whole bunch of buzzes in like the aisle for a toy store. So like, think of that, but just a whole bunch of different men. And that was the store. Yeah, so I don't really know what was going on with my head, but this is what I thought for a good while. And that's only the surface level of the many strange things I thought as a kid. I don't care. I still blame the Trix yogurt.